Y'all got me f***ed up if you think I'm backing Biden as the nominee. This video is probably a very bad idea. You know, don't discuss religion, don't discuss politics, yada, but this is just too important. Super Tuesday and its aftermath confirmed my fears about the Democratic Party blowing it again, and this is more important than worrying about people unsubscribing because they disagree with me. Biden is a vote for almost no change whatsoever. Look I wasn't stoked to vote for Hillary in 2016. In the end, I fell in line because I felt that defeating Trump was of paramount importance, and it didn't work anyway. So please help me understand why some of y'all are trying to do the same thing all over again. Biden is not a better option than what we had last time around, and indeed he may be a worse one because at least Hillary's teeth weren't falling out of her f***ing head. The United States is already a laughingstock internationally due to the current president's unyielding dipshittery. In the unlikely event Biden could even beat him in a general election, you'll be voting in a legit Bernie situation. The fact that the titular character of that movie happens to be named Bernie is an unfortunate coincidence. Let's move on. It's bad enough that Biden's record is trash, but if you actually Google search the word gaffe, Joe Biden photos are some of the top results. The man is a few french fries short of a Happy Meal. I can only imagine that Biden had the surge that he did on Super Tuesday due in no small part to people walking into the voting booths, seeing his name and saying, "Oh, Joe Biden, I've heard of him." And two, fear. There seems to be a fear amongst many people that the other leading candidate, Bernie Sanders, is too radical, too revolutionary, and therefore unelectable, but that's just not true. In case you haven't caught on from the thumbnail or anything else I've said thus far, this is what a Bernie bro looks like. A lot of people are afraid of socialist Bernie Sanders. Meanwhile, he's not even socialist. He'd best be classified as a social democrat, so please don't fall for the headlines and clickbait propaganda about breadlines and whatever the hell else. We need drastic change. Biden as the Democratic nominee more or less ensures that Trump will get another 4. Is that what y'all want? People need to stop being nostalgic for the Obama days and letting Biden coast on someone else's legacy. Unless we forget everything we learned in high school government class, even if and hopefully when Bernie gets elected, we have these things called checks and balances to limit executive power. So again, cool it with the breadline rhetoric. Even though Bernie's policies and proposals are things that I believe in, it is ridiculous to think that any of them will happen overnight, and many of them will frankly never happen at all. We need him in there to at least get the ball rolling. Once we in the 99% vote based on ethics and policies that actually serve our interests, it becomes abundantly clear that Biden is not a valid option. Back in '96, Biden voted in favor of the Defense of Marriage Act, which classified marriage as a union between a man and a woman. That's right, in 1996, Joe Biden voted yes on prohibiting same-sex marriage. Now yes, later on in 2012, when he was vice president, he course-corrected and stepped out in favor of same-sex marriage. Because of this, Biden's camp would have you believe that he has grown and changed over the years. And I do believe in giving people space for personal growth. We have all done and said things when we were younger that we now regret. However, in 1996, when Biden voted against marriage equality, he would have been 53, 54 years old. That is a grown-ass man. That is well past the point of being able to know the difference between right and wrong. This isn't something that he tweeted when he was 13. It says to me that he will bend whichever way the wind blows, and he's very much beholden to the wants of the special interest groups and corporations that have him in their pocket. It says to me that he doesn't have a code, and to quote The Wire, as I often do, man's got to have a code. He should have known all the way back in 1996 that the Defense of Marriage Act was trash. That is far too recent in the scope of human history to be defensible, regardless of the fact that he backpedaled a couple decades later. Back in the 1970s, he also opposed school busing, which was an effort to help combat segregation. He felt that desegregating society was okay, but not by school busing. Then again, he later eulogized his buddy anti-integrationist Strom Thurmond back in 2017, so there's that. In the past, he also said that he felt quota systems ensured mediocrity. Oh, and he also voted yes on loosening restrictions on cell phone wiretapping. Yay, privacy! So I will leave a link to Biden's voting record in the description box for you to see for yourself. Because I don't even feel like I need to get into his whack-ass non-apology to Anita Hill that was about 3 decades late, and which incidentally came only a few days before he announced his run for presidency last spring. Sir, get the f*** out of here. If you want to get better acquainted with Bernie Sanders and his policies, and I highly encourage you do so, my girl Tiffany Ferguson did an excellent video where she really goes in depth and breaks all of that down. So I will link that here as well as in the description box, rather than reiterate everything she said myself in a far less eloquent way. Is Bernie a perfect candidate? No, but I'm gonna let you in on something. There's no such thing. Bernie Sanders is by far the best viable candidate, and to me personally, the most exciting candidate policy-wise that I've ever had the opportunity to support. His campaign slogan is "Not me, us," and that alone really speaks to me and gives me hope that maybe we really can win. So if you or your parents or other family members are on the fence and you're leaning toward Biden because you think that he's more electable, I implore you to reconsider, do some more research, and actually think about what you want this country to be and where you want it to go. That's it. I said my piece. This was 100% unscheduled, unplanned programming. I have like 2 or 3 other videos that I prepped that I was supposed to do next, but like I said at the top, this is just too important. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to be braiding my hair right now, but I guess I just wanted to do this video so that I could see my social blade go as red as a MAGA hat. That is going to do it for me. Thank you for hearing me out and staying all the way to the end, even if you're hate watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Never trust anyone with a Morphe code. Bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.